We're doing salt, we're doing pepper, we're doing cinnamon, we're doing any kind of spice that you want, but we're getting it fresh. Wolfgang Puck has done a 2-pack for us of battery-operated spice mills. Now that tip to grind, what that means is Marian's not touching a button. These are just gravity activated, and what you're gonna be able to say is, do I want this more in a fine or more in a more coarse grind of it? It has a light. And what we've done with this 2-pack for our today's special is we're already preloading them with the batteries. Each one of these spice mills is gonna take 4 AAA batteries. So you're getting 8 batteries already loaded in these, individually boxed. And the upgrade to this, because they are gravity activated, is we actually put an on and off button in the back, which is the upgrade which you asked for. That makes these new, exclusive, and 40% off today. You're going to pick a colorway. This is the gorgeous gold. This is that very unique copper. Far and away the most popular since midnight last night is the one that we're calling the stainless steel, and then 2 in the red. $24.95, 889-118. Marian Getz is joining me once again. We love you so much. You have been working with Wolfgang for many, many years, but we were talking about in the kitchen, you know, adding spice the right way can make a huge difference, and fresh is the best way.
Yeah, and how would you rather trust to know how to season your food at home than a chef who has restaurants that are 43 years old? Think about that. It's a huge statement. Restaurants don't normally last that long, but literally to make something pop in your mouth and taste delicious, it could be as simple as great salt, great pepper, ground just right. Why? Because when you grind something right now, the oils that are inherently in spices come alive in a very different way. And I think the perfect example is this, because so many of us have this. I mean, I learned it from my mom that this is what you looked for when you were going to go buy pepper at the store. My mom put this in the basket, so I thought that was normal. So many of us do. But this was ground who knows when, and when you smell it, compared to this, it is so dusty and flavorless. It actually gives a really bad taste to your food. Same thing with the salt. When you taste the anti-caking agents and dextrose and potassium iodide that they add to that, it has a specific taste that is not pleasant. It's very medicinal, whereas when you used to use great salt, like kosher salt, sea salt, something where the ingredient list on the package is only salt, game changer. But to grind it fresh makes all the difference. To serve this way, to season your food this way makes it so easy, and it's certainly not just for salt and pepper. Although if you are gonna put salt, that's why you want Wolfgang's, because he uses a ceramic burr. That's important because it doesn't corrode, and it's really, really strong. Ceramic is really strong, so it's not gonna wear down over time. If you've ever used the kind with the plastic where you're grinding it, you know that halfway through the pepper, it stops working. And then if you had metal, it would be all corroded if you use salt. But stop using these because they're making your food taste worse, make your food taste a little better without breaking the bank with these.
So when you go to that like really fancy restaurant, or if you're like me, I don't even go to the fancy restaurant, but I once saw it on a movie, where they come and they go, would you like, you know, some fresh ground pepper? They're doing everything, you know, kind of fresh, and you're like, oh my gosh, there has to be something to that. It is a fresher, like even the smell of it is completely different. So all you're doing is you're going to be able to gift these out. I would get a few 2-packs of these, Marian, and gift 2 out to each person, right? A salt and a pepper or 2 different spices, whatever it is. This is actually chili flakes and the salt that you're doing. It is literally gravity activated. So everything that you're watching Marian, she literally tips it over. That's that tip to grind. You tip it over and it will automatically start grinding whatever that's in there. And you have decided how coarse or fine you want it to come out. There's a light on there that automatically kicks on so you can see where you're placing the seasoning. You can see how much you're placing that's on there. And it's an automatic. We made the on and off switch and upgrade, and also how big the opening was so that we can add, because we're putting in the chunkier salts and the bigger peppercorns and everything like that. So even the entryway has been upgraded. You know, and we wait for this all year. Normally it's a choice of 3 things, but I love this price point that we're able to give you. But for me, when I'm Christmas shopping or holiday shopping, for me it's whatever Wolfgang sells that comes in that gift box, because I think it's so much more elevated than coming in a brown box. And I'm telling you, you give for this price, you
you give this big gift, or maybe you break it up and then it's half the price. But when people see that name, they're like, oh, they know automatically that it's a different quality, and they're so thankful. And then when they use it and they see the difference, it's such a game changer. It's a huge plus for the little bit of money that you pay. I love that kind of win because they don't know that you really didn't spend a ton of money to get a great, great gift. But it's not just for chili flakes or salt or pepper. We love this one in the morning. You know, you go to your favorite coffee shop and they always have the cinnamon and the nutmeg for you to put on top.
Yeah.
Well, we mix them together into our own pumpkin spice. So for that, we broke up a cinnamon stick, a nutmeg. The seed is quite big, but it's very soft, easy to just tap, even with like a hammer or a spoon, a kitchen spoon. And then a couple of cloves and allspice. That mixed together. And I'm telling you what's so cool, when you tip it over your cappuccino, over your hot chocolate, the smell hits you because you've just released all the essential oils by grinding it right now when you need it. It just elevates it, and it's such a better taste, and you wonder, wow, why was that latte so good today? And literally, it could be that simple difference. And then I think if you love seasoning food and you're not very confident as a cook, I think that's why we have fallen so madly in love with everything but the bagel seasoning.
Yeah.
It's everywhere, and Wolfgang even loves it. Why? It has onion, garlic, salt, sesame, all those things. But when you, instead of shaking them out of the container that you buy them in, when you put them in here and you grind them and you break open the garlic chips and the onion bits and then the sesame, something altogether different. So your simple bagel that you're making at home, maybe you're trying to save money, this is what you want. Even if you had an egg on here, the everything bagel is perfect. That seasoning is so perfect on so many foods.
You know what's funny is I like that everything the bagel tastes, but I don't like how crunchy it is and how things get in there. So I would like mine for the taste, but I would like it finer. So everybody's a little bit different. They make these really beautiful because these can sit out on your dining room table, or these can sit out on the kitchen counter, wherever it is that you do your cooking. They're meant to be used daily. That's why these are so beautiful. These already come preloaded with the batteries, which means the recipient of this gift isn't then going to have to spend money to use the gift you just gave them, right? They don't have to go out and buy the batteries. They're already preloaded, each one with the batteries that are in there, and it will sip the batteries. So this is gonna last a long, long time. So again, 2 in the gold, 2 in the, this is that copper color.
And I stole one.
No, that's okay. I feel like this copper is so unique and so different. We don't see a lot of copper unless you're talking about like cookware. Stainless steel up front, that color's been the most popular. This will probably be the early sellout on the day. And then 2 in the red, which is that beautiful metallic red that's in there. 40% off. We promise it will still get there to you in time for this to go under the tree with no additional expedited shipping cost to you. So take advantage of that. And today's special is limited time. This is not going to be this price forever. We'll still have this from you and Wolfgang, but this price is limited.
And I love the upgrades that Wolfgang make. And he's so smart because he listens to you. And you are so smart and you ask for more. So you said, Wolfgang, I don't like it when the battery's in there and then I store it when it's a tip to dispense meal, because it can turn on. Even when it's in the flat position like this, you'll notice that it turns on. So to counterbalance that, he's got a little on-off switch. I love that because a lot of you say you store these in a drawer. Now you're going to save the batteries that we're sending to you, right? And it's not going to dispense. So just off is down. Push it up to turn it off. And I love how easy this one is to load, Tina. There's a little window here. And so all you're gonna do, there's a lock and unlock feature. So you just tip it, and then this pops off, put whatever you would like in there, and it holds a good generous quarter cup. And then I love too that when it's getting low, you can tell because your little window, once it gets about below here, I know, oh, I need to put more peppercorns on my list if I don't have any more. But I love that it's a lid to store. So if you're not the kind of person that wants to see the gears when you're storing it or have it on your dining room table, Wolfgang thinks of all those things, and the changes come about because you ask for more, because you're really smart.
So let's talk about what I buy, not those that you were showing, not the pepper we've always bought, the salt. So what you're buying is like the whole peppercorn. You're buying whatever like the salt is, like some people love the pink Himalayan or whatever it is. You're buying the whole piece. You're letting this then do the grinding in however much you want. But every time you do that, it's like freshly done. It's fresh. The aroma will be different. The taste will be completely different. I was talking about how, you know, on a budget, a lot of us are not getting the more expensive meats and the more expensive. We're trying to make the best of what we can do. the seasoning of something that maybe is on the less expensive meat side, which is where I would fall into. I ain't buying a filet. Have you looked at the price of a filet today?
Absolutely
But
not.
I can make like a flank or a skirt or a ribeye taste phenomenal with the right seasoning. This is simplistic, right? What is that, cheese?
This is Parmesan cheese, and this is one of Wolfgang's favorite little appetizers to throw together because it's nothing. It's little cubes of Parmesan. Now, Wolfgang cuts his own, but you know what? They sell them in the store that are already cubed. So if you're stressed, we get it. You're busy, you're trying to do all the things, but all you're gonna add to it is a little bit of olive oil and then fresh cracked pepper. The taste of those three things together make it something completely different than just the taste of Parmesan cheese, which we know and love. But it's elegant, it's beautiful. Put it on a pretty dish and you are good to go. With some cocktails, that is perfect. But it's for all the seasoning. What we love as chefs in the kitchen, or anybody, when you cook, you know when you're seasoning food and you need to do both sides of it. So let's say it's your chicken breast that you're making just for your normal dish. And this is another one where that everything bagel seasoning is fantastic. But I love that it's one hand, instead of, you know, the grind where you're doing this kind of thing, that's a two-handed thing, it's so hard to keep your hands clean. But with this, you just tip, it's one-handed operation, and then flip it over. At home, I would use my fingers, but here I won't. But it's so easy. Just tip it over, it dispenses perfectly. If you want the grind fine, there's actually a little gear here that's got a little arrow towards fine or coarse, so you get to choose. I like it really coarse, maybe you like it really fine, the choice is yours. But just tip, dispense by good salt. And good salt is not expensive. Peppercorns are not expensive because they last so long in their whole form.
I love that you made this half off, so it's like a buy one, get one, right? We're taking the $50 item, taking it down to $24.95. So you could maybe gift both if you're thinking salt, pepper, or whatever it is. Or if you want to keep one, gift the other, you can, or buy a few sets of this. But I'm going to reiterate, the batteries are already in them. Each one of these is going to take 4 AAA batteries. So this is 8 batteries already locked and loaded. We were talking about things being really expensive and on a budget. If I just bought batteries for one of these, I'm already $6, $7, $8 in just for the batteries, right? So don't gift the gift of having them to buy something to use the gift you just gave them. Or you go buy the batteries and add it in there. I'm like, well, now I don't know about this gift, right? Wolfgang, Marion, the team said, I want you to use this and enjoy this day one, right out of the box. Let me already give you the batteries. And with that on and off switch and the fact that you're using this and gravity activated, that it will sip that battery. These batteries are gonna last such a long time. I don't care if you're Wolfgang or Marion and a super duper incredible chef, or you're Tina Jennings who feeds their 5-year-old chicken strips, right?
We all do that too.
Everybody will season something at some point.
Yeah, with the chicken strips, that's real. That's normal. But I love that these batteries, and I'm someone that cooks every day. We don't eat out often at all. Partly for budget, partly because it's just better and I love to cook. But my batteries in my meal last for a year. That's really generous. Whether you had to buy them or we give them to you, but I think it's so much nicer. That little extra gift of giving it to you is absolutely lovely. So if you want to make that tomato, maybe this is a little bit of burrata, but it's become not so expensive now that you can buy it at the big box store. But this is that perfect classic salad that never goes out of style, always tastes fantastic. And when you grind fresh salt and fresh pepper, instead of this awful
Don't do that.
It elevates it in a way that's crazy good, where you're like, how could something so simple make a difference? But all you have to do is try it and you'll see what we're talking about.
Well, and you know, I say if you have the right tools when you're in the kitchen, it will make such a big difference, right? Whether we're gonna talk about cookware here in just a few moments, whether you have the grinder that's super duper easy, you know, getting these down to like, you know, what is it, like 12 bucks each. This is the upgraded version. So first off, the new and exclusive just means this is the latest version of the spice mills. Wolfgang and his spice mills are actually very well known. Everybody loves them. What we've done is did it in a 2-pack. We loaded them with the batteries. We've given it an on and off switch in the back, which you asked for. We made the entryway for whatever spice you're putting in there a little bit bigger. And we're giving you these incredible colors. Now they're individually boxed, so nobody will know this was a 2-pack. So if you just give them one, they will not know you kept one. Gold still available, copper still available. This is our stainless steel, very popular, and 2 in the red. On a flex pay, it's $8.32. You would be actually hard pressed to find a pack of batteries to do both of these for $8.32.
Oh my gosh.
That's in there. And to me, the fine and the more coarse option That's already a game changer.
Yeah, and you'll notice that the salt is coming out more. That's on purpose because salt, you usually use 2 or 3 to 1 to pepper for the spice, but the taste is incredible. When you pop open, the ceramic burr is popping open each of those little peppercorn berries, dramatically different. Even in the aroma in the studio, you'll know immediately.
Oh, I'll tell you, you can smell the pepper, you can smell the salt, you know it is fresh. Half off, $24.95 for the 2-pack is a today's special. But I was telling you, right, that we want the right tools to go along. So grab this, but let's also do one other Wolfgang puck. 8-inch stainless steel, beautiful pan. Are you gonna bring that and